see that right?
I was actually looking at Sir Link-a-Lot picking up the adamant, so I couldn't tell you, but if so, oh my goodness. Alright, so yeah, like you mentioned, Sonny Wrath is running around Ordeals. And I'm curious, I believe Thunder was there earlier, so I'm not sure if Thunder was able to get through. I don't think so. May have had to, or may have gotten pushed out, but I don't remember seeing him pick up the incentive item in Ordeals at the very least.
Darkmoon taking a trip over to Temple of Fiends here. Gonna open the boxes up in the top left. Yeah, that fighter's got 35 HP, so I'm pretty sure that's level 1.
Yeah, that is level 1. So, I mean, I would think maybe they took some hits and weren't able to get levels off of some of these fights. Oh, Vorpal +1. I mean, if you're a Vorpal fan.
The game changer, as it is so often called. Vorpals, well, totally not my sort of choice, have really done some work in these flags. These bosses can really roll high absorb, and those critical hits from the Vorpal have just been cutting through these fiends like butter.
Oh yes, absolutely. As Thunder finds the Bridge of Destiny, so hello Bridge of Destiny. The fiends, particularly the bosses in these seeds, are clamped starting at 100% and rolling all the way up to potentially 280%. So, like you said, that can be a lot of absorb, a lot of evade potentially. So, lock spells are also very important in this. And yeah, the Vorpal with a higher critical rate can definitely do some real work in a seed like this. And it's been interesting, and it's been nice to see it used since it's kind of a running joke around some parts of the forum.
Yeah. Darkmoon found some metal slimes, though, and metal slimes plus nuke equals levels. Let me tell you what.
Oh yes. So that looks like is a very, very good grind tile in Temple of Fiends keylocked, although unfortunately might find himself on the wrong end of this. Yeah, oh dear. Well, it's a good grind tile, and I think it looks like Darkmoon's going to take advantage of it again, but sadly was not able to make it out that time.
That is the downside. When you're low levels like that against those metal slimes, they punch really hard. Normally, by the time you make it to Sky Shrine, you have high absorb. Whoa! 26 minutes in, Thunder is pulling Warmech on the top left. I'm just amazed. 2 hits for 29. Ruse coming out on the White Mage. We got a fight. We got some locks going out in the Ruse. This is bold. I like it. Massive crits for 103. Punch from Warmech. Link goes down. More Ruses. I bet you that White Mage has got a Masamune. Warmech misses. Oh, Thunder is going. I hope Warmech punches a lot, and that's all that Warmech is doing. So we have a max evade White Mage throwing out nukes, giving Warmech a taste of his own medicine.
Oh boy, this is definitely a bold strategy, and nobody's named Cotton, so we'll see if it pays off.
Yeah, we're definitely. I mean, when these runners do anything, I don't question them because they're doing it for a reason and it is calculated.
Oh, I just sit in awe and watch the Galaxy Brain strategies myself. It's also worth noting real quick, Sonny Wrath did find the canoe in the Ordeal's chest.
Thunder takes Warmech down at 27 minutes and 49 seconds. I'm fairly certain that's the quickest Warmech kill in the tournament so far. Someone correct me if I'm wrong.
I would be very surprised if it... Wow! And it didn't matter.
I looked away from Thunder's screen. What happened?
Tia had death touch, and the White Mage went down like a heap of cards.
Ooh, that's not good.
No, not at all.
Dang, Thunder. That was such a cool Warmech kill. I'm still counting that as the earliest Warmech kill. Warmech was terminated. Still counting.
Oh yes. I mean, it's definitely something to be celebrated, although unfortunately Tia had other ideas.
We swatted Tia's pet, and she was upset.
Just a little bit, yes. Alright, so we've got, it looks like Dark Moon is going back to those grind tiles to have some more fun with metal slimes, well, when they cooperate. And Thunder's going into ordeals, and now we know that he will find the canoe for his party. Soniref, I see, has found Provoka in level 2 magic with Harm 4 and Invis for your white mage, and he's going to go ahead and pick both of those up, looks like.
Yeah, level 2 Harm 4 is not the worst, set with these entrance and floor shuffles. I think the premium on Harm goes up a little bit more than it does in a normal seed because, well, your chances of running into an undead pack, you could run into undead packs, well, anywhere.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, Harm 4, I feel like, is an underappreciated spell anyway, because especially in your more undead infested dungeons like Marsh Cave, which is incentivized in this, or Ice Cave, which is also incentivized, the Harm 4 spell can do some really serious work, and it's one of those, it's obviously situational because it only hits undead, but it's very, very helpful when that situation arises.
One of the spots that I've really noticed some of the runners use Harm 4 especially is to kind of help save charges in Temple of Fiends. You kind of want to get that Lich 1 down, that Lich 2 down quick, so you don't, see a nuke or something nasty, but you also don't want to use your precious Fade nuke fast temper charges to do it, so Harm 4 is good at getting through that fight a little easier as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's even come into play on the boss fights of certain seeds if the alternate fiends are turned on, or the alternate boss fight is turned on at the end. In this flag it is not, however, so we'll be taking on good old-fashioned chaos.
Soniref locates Melman. We're going to get a look at level 5 magic. Heal 2. Not what you're looking for, but you'll take it. I mean, a little bit extra heal pots. Temper. There we go. You typically don't want to see Temper at level 5, but you definitely want to see it below level 6, so that's pretty okay.
Right, exactly. Because if it's below level 6, then we see Soniref with a red mage, and I believe the red wizard would be able to learn Temper. Or maybe can already at level 5. Admittedly, I've got to learn those permissions a little bit better, so perhaps any folks can correct me on that.
Thunder makes it all the way to the end of Ordeals. I don't remember what was in this chest or if we got to see it. But Sonny picking up some Pro Ring -2. Those will give 6 Absorb and provide protection from the Death Element. So always a good pickup, those Pro Rings.
Oh, definitely.
He finds Crescent Lake in one of the Cardia Islands. We'll be checking the armor shop there.
Yep. It looks like it was in the original Bahamut location, from what I could tell.
Ooh, that's a powerful spell. Level 6 Exit.
Oh, that's definitely very good to have for any sort of a white mage. Although, unfortunately, Sonny's party, I don't believe has one.
Sonny has a fighter, a thief, a white, and a black, if I saw correctly.
White? Okay. Well, we'll have to get a check. I don't think he bought it, though, so it either didn't have the money or doesn't have the party for it. Oh, hi, Gaia. Cardia hosting all the towns today, apparently.
I thought that Sonny had found the bottle off the screen when we were kind of watching each runner's personal stream, but I don't believe I saw it in his inventory. So maybe he already used it. That's possible.
Perhaps. I also noticed Link-a-Lot found Life 2 at level 7. So.
Ooh, Invis 2 at level 8.
Oh,
that
dear.
is not where you want to see that.
No. Especially since the item magic has been shuffled around, so there's no guarantee that you'll have any way to get Invis 2 outside of that level 8.
Thunder Flyings are required loot in the bottom of the carry floor. So technically, all Thunder and Link-A-Lot need are some more shards, and they will be able to complete the seed. Well, I should say they'll be able to enter the Temple of Fiends Revisited, because they might need a few more levels before we're taking on what awaits them in Topher.
Yeah. Well, we do know already that there is a good grind tile to be had in the Temple of Fiends Vanilla. We know that Clever Team Name already knows that, but the question is, do Thunder-A-Lot know that yet? That's the joy of a co-op, and that's the joy of a randomizer. Who knows what is something that we may not know until the end.
Right, and these runners will probably get enough levels to kind of get their footing underneath them per se, and be able to make it through some of these dungeons and make it out, get a couple 100 HP on their light warriors, things of that nature. But it is 10% per key item, so as these runners find the key items, their experience gets bonused. So they'll definitely want to try to hold, if the runners are going to do any sort of static grinds, they're probably going to want to hold up until they have as many key items as they need or can find. Thunder did find Bahamut's location in Lefane, the Lefane entrance, so that's a good note to make. But I do not believe our runners have found the tail.
I do not see it on either of our screens, so no, I don't believe they have. Although I will note that Sonny Rath found the Canaria Castle and discovered that the King and Sarah had the Mirage Sky double pack of the Chime and the Cube.
Dark Moon actually, I think, has probably given us the first lurk on stream that we've had of Elfland, and they find a nuke and warp at level 4. So lots of nukes going around. You got a nuke gauntlet. You got nuke at level 4. Fade at level 4 as well. It looks like I see on Thunder screen.
Yep. And life is also going to be a pretty good pickup, not just because it's life in general, if you can get it, but also because we know that Life 2 is running at such a high level. So you're going to be perhaps doing a poor man's Life 2, so to speak, rather than using the spell itself, because you just won't get as many charges given the level disparity.
Correct, and Life rolling at level 4 and Life 2 rolling so late will mean that Knight, most of these runners took a fighter, and the Knight will not be able to learn Life Magic.
Unfortunately, that can be a real saver, especially in Temple Fiends Revisited, if the Fiends decide to feast themselves on your lowly and vulnerable White Mage, but sadly that's not an option tonight.
Yep, Kraken is typically known for the reputation in the community of punching that White Mage right in the bottom slot, out of here.
All right, looks like Thunder has made his way over to Provoca and is going to pick up those spells that we saw at level 2. Of course, they might. He's probably, if he hasn't found Elfland already, he will definitely be picking up those spells, especially at level 4. I see Sir Link-A-Lot found procedurally generated waterfall and is searching for the ever-elusive robot. Doesn't look like he's found it quite yet, but
What do you mean procedurally generated, Krant?
Well, the waterfall typically has a very set pattern in its halls and levels to be able to reach the robot that is hiding in its depths. But when we say procedurally generated, that means that the machines moving behind the scenes to make our seed have decided to just randomize the map floor. There is an entrance or an exit, where the robot is, which Sir Link-A-Lot just found, but it doesn't look like your average everyday waterfall. It looks very, very weird and hard to navigate sometimes. And we found the TNT, so Link-A-Lot can now go blow some stuff up. And a third Mazza.
We found a third Mazamoon.
Uh-huh.
Whew.
Yep.
Everybody gets a Mazamoon tonight.
You get a Maza. You get a Maza. You all get a Maza.
Everybody gets a Maza.
Meanwhile, Sonny Wrath found one of the duds in the ice cave, but it was from what I could tell, if I was looking at the screen correctly, it was a pretty darn good dud because it was a pro ring. So when we're talking about duds, what we mean is there are a certain number of items that the runners can find, including the main items, as well as a couple of other items inserted into this seed, which are the opal bracelet and the ribbon. But in this seed, there are 19 items to find in 22 potential locations. So that means we get 3 chests that are incentivized, or 3 incentive items that are not exactly going to work out to be what the runners expect them to be. Those would be what we call the duds. And our tracker, Luffy, pointing out that the incentive chest, in fact, had steel -1. So I guess I saw Sonny pointed in another direction when he pulled out that pro ring.
Yep, so the runners expected to find a Christmas present and just found a hunk of metal instead.
I mean, it's better than a lump of coal. At least with metal, you could do something in this game.
Sonny Wrath going to check the chest here, and I think this was not a dud location. I can't remember what item it had, but we're going to find out. Yes, it is the loot.
It was the loot. Yep.
I guess that's kind of important.
I suppose. Yeah, it'll work. I mean, apparently they say it takes music to open up the depths of the final dungeon of the game, so I suppose that'll do. Alright, so it looks like on Thunder's side, he is going to go chat with the old men in in Crescent Lake, and pick up his ruby, so that, obviously, that will transfer over to Link-a-Lot, who is making his way, well, at least out of the procedurally generated waterfall. There you go. And so now they have all the items that they were able to locate there, and they've got the vast majority of them, I see. There's only, I believe, 3 of them that they've not yet located.
Yep, I think our runners are mostly going to be searching for just more stones. The tail would be the only thing that, although I suppose with so many Mazamoons, the tail might not be required. I think Sonny Wrath, the runners that took a thief, really want to promote a little bit more. The ninja having access to those early black magic spells is pretty huge, and much better armor and much better swords.
Right, yeah. This seed is working out really well for, well, pretty much anybody kind of except the thief, I guess, because granted, of course, we had all these issues at the beginning of stream, so we may have seen the runners pick up a katana and just missed it, but I don't think we have. I've certainly not noticed it in anybody's inventories, and you would figure that, especially for Sonny Wrath, if they'd found a katana, yeah, that baby's staying put. Alright, so I see Thunder has turned in the ruby, and we will see what we have. Money, 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 and ribbon -3.
So that ribbon is in the incentive pool, and it's our only guaranteed ribbon tonight. With the randomized treasures, there's not 3 in the pool like there normally is, so that could be the only one that the runners find.
Right. And it's also worth noting that it says ribbon -3, which might make you think, oh, it's a terrible item, why would people use it? Well, first off, a ribbon is really good anyway, because it provides great protection against lots of elements that the runners will end up finding thrown at their heads. But also, the ribbon itself doesn't start out with a whole lot of absorbed per se, so a -3 doesn't do as much damage as one might think it would.
Nightmares have crack, living up to their namesake.
Ow.
And are unrunnable.
Ow. No, thank you. Can we have a reorder, please?
Wait a minute. Is that a Mazamoon in Earth? Did we already see that one?
I I don't remember. I don't think we have. Let's see. We had the Mazda in Waterfall. We had one in the. I'm trying to remember where we found them all. Honestly, there's so dang many Mazdas.
I know there's so many Mazamoons.
That's not a sentence I thought I would. No, go ahead.
I'm looking under my chair just to see if there's a Mazamoon under there. Might have left one.
Oh boy. So I never thought I would say we have too many superpower swords in a sentence, but we have too many super swords. We can't keep track of them all. Meanwhile, we did find ourselves an herb, so that means we've got a turn-in with the Dwarf King, should Sawney, Wrath, and Dark Moon so wish it.
Sawney finally makes it over to the waterfall. Those nightmares are, well, a nightmare. Ooh, we have a T-Rex on Sir Link-a-Lot's screen down there.
Oh boy. So we got ourselves, it's not steak and wings, but steak will definitely do, especially when you have Mazas and nuke gauntlets, and ow, down goes the fighter.
T-Rex is saying, I'm not free dinner today.
Well, I mean, it's rare that the T-Rex is free dinner, but he's definitely taking his bite out of the party while the party's trying to take its bite out of him.
Link-a-Lot's about 19 and 20 on most of his Light Warriors, too, at 45 minutes. That's fairly good. I did not see where he was at on Shard, so we'll definitely keep an eye on that, because we know that we already have all the required items, and we know where Temple of Fiends is, so all we need are some shards, and we're going to get a look at some bosses.
Yep. And our tracker, Luffy, pointing out that the shard count right now is, well, Link-a-Lot has 12, which is the most out of the runners, but Sawney Wrath has 11 right behind him. So it looks like, all in all, the runners are, at least the teams are fairly close as far as shards. But if you know the locations of those shards, you can pretty much grab and make up any sort of a deficit fairly quickly if you know where everything is located.
A good reminder, too, that the Fiend fights are worth shards, too. So when we saw Thunder try to fight Tiamat 1, had he defeated Tiamat and not gotten eaten by Death Touch, he would have been awarded 4 shards when he stepped on that orb tile. The tile that lights the orb would award him with 4 shards. And Kraken will award 4, and Carry and Lich will each award 2.
That's correct. And if you know where all your other shards are, that's a good way to make up that last little difference, as Thunder finds a ribbon -3 in the bottom of Earth 2.
That's a huge pickup. A second ribbon is definitely something that you always want to have.
Oh, yes. Because once you've got 2, at least, you can ensure that your, particularly, at least for me, your life caster definitely gets 1. And then, depending on the strats you want to adopt, you can put it perhaps on one of your black mages or offensive magic casters. Or if you're going to try to fast and temper up a knight or a ninja, then you put the ribbon on them so that they don't have to worry about getting death spelled to death.
Thunder finds the rod block. And if he's never been here before and he's opening these boxes, he's going to find another Mazamoon.
Yeah, well, that's assuming he takes that trap tile, which I suspect he probably will.
I suspect that he will. His levels are pretty good, and it's a lowly Gur Imp.
Oh, dear.
Look at the guard of that Mazamoon. What a guard.
Yeah, I mean, if only the Gur Imp had realized the greatness of the treasure within, perhaps he could have graduated from lowly Gur Imp to maybe level 2 Gur Imp. I don't know.
Yeah, imagine if that Gur Imp would have just opened the treasure chest behind him. Would have been a much more formidable opponent.
And our tracker pointing out that the Gur Wolves apparently came with Thunder, so oh dear.
Gur Wolves with Thunder, you love to see it.
Oh, well, we do. I don't know about the runners, but we certainly like it. Also, I see some Iron Goals on Sonny Wrath's side.
Oh, Sonny fighting Iron Goals. Yes, Iron Goal.
Mm-hmm. And those Iron Goals going down very quickly in the Marsh Incentive chest, which has the tail. So Sonny definitely happy to see that because, like you said, Thief to Ninja equals to woo.
Yep, and very, very unironically, when you defeat Iron Goal, you get promoted, and that's exactly what happened here.
Yeah. I kind of wonder, honestly, if the tail had not been in there, do you think with having Nuke and a Nuke gauntlet, do you think Sonny would have taken that tile again?
It depends on how much HP and how hard those Iron Goals were hitting.
Yeah.
Because if the one thing about static grinds is you really want to try to find something you can get through quickly. So if one Nuke gauntlet took him down, you could have definitely seen that, Sonny write that down in his notebook, come back later.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure it did, because from what I saw that Nuke cast go off, and both of them went down to 3-somethings. So, I think like 320s, 330s. So, yeah, I think they were both. I mean, I would almost hesitate to wonder, or I would almost wonder if they were potentially quad Xable, because they looked pretty close to that point.
Yeah, so we might definitely see the Sonny, and it looked like it was only a couple floors down, too. So Sonny could come back to that later.
Yeah.
Once he's promoted here.
Yeah.
And that's exactly where he's making a beeline.
Oh yeah, no hesitation on that. So I think it was a couple of floors deep in the Vanilla Matoya entrance, if I remember correctly. So yeah, Dark Moon's already grown up. I think he just got his promotion, and Sonny's about to as well. So this is definitely looking good especially for Sonny's Ninja, but really for clever team name, just in general. Alright, so it looks like Thunder has taken down the lowly Garland and has rescued Princess Sarah, so... unfortunately, Dark Moon not having the best time going through the greater than less than floor, but gives it another shot.
Looks like I got a peep at Sir Link-a-Lot's screen too. Looks like he's about halfway done with the shards, so definitely going to see these runners really put the pedal to the metal.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and especially really for all of the parties, they're going to be rushing to find those shards, because I mean, especially as chat's pointing out, with 3+ Mazas, I've lost count how many Mazas there were, and seemingly a lot of other things. At least, we found a couple of ribbons, or at least we've seen a couple of ribbons. Yeah, Topher shouldn't be too terribly bad if they can get the levels to do it, and we already know one great grind tile where they can do that.
Yeah, once they have all those key items, those Iron Goals will just level you quick. They're worth a lot of experience.
Yeah, definitely. And if not the Iron Goals, then you have the Metal Slimes as well in Temple of Fiends Revisited. Or Temple of Fiends, rather, not even Revisited. So yeah, it looks like this seed was pretty kind to them as far as grind opportunities went, and as far as the weapons with which to do it. Alright, so Thunder is headed toward that Marsh Incentive, going to find a backside appendage waiting for him.
One of the things I noticed too is that the runners do have Ruse at level 1, which doesn't seem like it's something, but when you have a Maza on a white mage with Ruse, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. And that's how you get it done, with some white samurai strategies.
And also, in addition, if it was in a slot that is Knight learnable, then you could also have a Knight with a Maza and a Ruse, and that is even deadlier.
Yep, that's super important. So that Invis 2 being at level 8 is pretty unfortunate, but the fact that we have Ruse at level 1 is definitely going to be critical.
Yeah. So we saw the slab turn in, become the Oxyale, which we do know that Onrak has been found. So if they feel that they need to find that entrance, then the runners know where to get it. But we shall see if they choose to do so. It'll be interesting to see if they need that or not. Because one of the things with a co-op seed and a floor and entrance shuffle like this is some of the key items may not necessarily be needed because of the way that the entrances are shuffled around. You may not find anything of real worth in the Onrak, the sub, basically, or the, whatever you want to call it. Bathysphere, I guess, is what it actually is. Alright, so Link-a-Lot grows up, Dark Moon heads over to that Iron Gall trap tile, and looks like he is going to take full advantage of it, and that's not really much of a surprise. I think Sonny Wrath is heading to do exactly the same thing.
Yep, get some levels, get some footing, you're already promoted. You have a Newt Gauntlet, the Newt Gauntlet's taking him down. Get your levels. The Dark Moon strategy here, and I can't really fault him for it, is just get some levels, then I'm going to go find all these shards. I'm going to be an unstoppable force, and I'm going to run my way right through that Temple of Fiends.
Yep. And it looks like the Fiends, or I believe the Iron Gulls, rolled around, like I said, around 320, because I think one of those nuke hits went for 308 and did not kill the Iron Gull. So it looks like it's right around the 310, 320-ish range.
So Thunder is heading over to Lefane while Sonny and Dark Moon do some Iron Gulling. And Link-a-Lot checks his shard count, looks like, and pulls up his airship in Canaria and is going to decide, where can I go get some shards? Because I need some. Looks like Thunder has 11 shards as well, as Luffy, our wonderful tracker, keeps pointing out in chat, giving us updates. Which is awesome. Thunder with 11, Sir Link-a-Lot with 16, Sonny with 12, Dark Moon with 5. So, the shard counts can be a bit misleading, as these runners are veteran co-op runners. They've been practicing hard. They're doing their homework, and part of that is writing down where they found the shards. So you're definitely going to see, well, one of them might look like they're really far away, and then all of a sudden, 5 minutes later, boom, 28. And that's kind of what we're going to see here, I think.
Yeah. It looks like I see Dark Moon has gotten his Light Warriors up to 25. Sonny Wrath has probably taken them to about the same level, as he has chosen to go ahead and finish up his grind. And it looks like Link-a-Lot is probably trying to get those later shards in the inventory just to make sure everything is good to go. And I see, looks like Thunderclawed is, busy flying around the world trying to figure out what his best next move is. And it looks like it's going to be heading to Vanilla Ordeals.
I don't know have we seen someone go up to the Ordeals location yet?
We have.
It's Upland.
Yep.
We definitely have.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew we had. I didn't remember exactly what it was, but I knew we'd definitely seen it. So, time to get those, the good spells that they can get for the night. Definitely a good investment time-wise if you have that Light Warrior.
Yep, any spell charges that you have in the Temple of Fiends Revisited are definitely precious.
Absolutely. Especially when we're looking at the enemies and the bosses being clamped like this, you never know what's going to lay your life casters out flat on the carpet. And you want to make sure that you have life or healing available for your night. Or if if the damage spells rolled low enough, you can use those too, although we know unfortunately they did not.
Sir Link-a-Lot is just doing his best to clear out that armory floor in one of the entrances there, just to make sure to find as many stones as possible. Thunder is going to, looks like, head up to the on-rack entrance and gets to Corneria Castle and is going to go open the key lock chests in there. I did not know what is in here, so I'm excited to find out.
Yeah. The Canaria Lock is not one of the incentivized areas tonight, but we got, I see, at least 2 stones, 3 stones, 4 stones. Wow, holy crap! Yeah,
It was basically incentivized. That was a fiend kill. That was a Tiamat kill right there.
yep, pretty much. Yeah. Well, actually, that's exactly what it was. 4 shards.
Who needs to beat Kraken when you can just go to Corneria Castle?
Yeah. Who needs to beat Kraken when you can beat the king?
Thunder walks right to the door. What communication by Thunder and Sir Link-a-Lot? Thunder has never been here before. Just walked right to the door. No problems.
All right, so we will see that Mazza pick up.
That's Thunder's 4th Mazza.
Oh, dear God.
I knew there was 4.
That is quite the crazy seed when it comes to having 4 of the most powerful swords in the game in one seed. That's just insanity incarnate.
This is low wealth too, so it's incredibly fortunate to get 4 Mazda Moons in a low wealth seed.
So, well, yeah, it's very low wealth indeed. Ha ha ha. But yes, it's confirmed. I looked at the flags as well. This is indeed a low wealth seed.
And Thunder has found his iron goals, and true to his roots as the FFR Iron Goal Hardcore Champion, he is going to beat up some Iron Goalers, as he is used to doing.
Of course. I mean, why wouldn't you really at that point? It looks like he's got his levels in the early 20s. So right now, Sonny and Darkmoon are a little bit higher on that front. But still, that difference obviously will be made up fairly quickly. It looks like Link-a-Lot is headed over to do the exact same thing.
Get those levels. They know where most of the Fiend fights are. I don't remember actually seeing Lich, but I know I saw the other 3 Fiend locations on the screens. So Kraken, Tiamat, and Carry, and that's 10 shards right there if the runners were to defeat all of those enemies. Although that Tiamat does have Death Touch, so that does pose somewhat of a threat.
Yeah, I'd be curious. I don't believe Sonny and Darkmoon know that yet, that Tia has Death Touch. Of course, Thunder and Link-a-Lot know, because Thunder was the one who was visited accordingly. All right, so it looks like Sonny Wrath is heading to turn in that ruby, and we know that it contains the incentivized ribbon, whereas it looks like Thunder is busy on that trap tile and Link-a-Lot is headed that way. Meanwhile, Darkmoon is finishing up some shopping business in, well, what ended up becoming Melmond. It looks like Sonny has headed over back toward Gaia to pick up that Cure 4 at level 7, it looks like, in White Magic. So definitely a very good pickup. And it looks like picking up Lock for the Black Mage as well, which is also really good in a seed where you have those sorts of clamped bosses.
Yeah, especially in these flags as well, the Lock spell is set to auto hit, so it will hit every time, regardless of the enemy's evasion or magic defense or anything like that. It'll connect. So very good on sometimes high evade bosses, so that way you can get those massives in for some damage. Sonny picking up Wall at level 8 too. Useful provides a ribbon. Ribbon's whatever character you cast it on, but it sharing a level with Invis 2 means we might not see it in use.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Also, our tracker, Luffy, pointing out that Fast was at level 7 in on-rack. So, yeah, the big spells aren't working out so well, unfortunately.
Yep, it will be. We'll get to see a master class in these runners managing their spell charges as they go through the Temple of Fiends today, and just like we got around to earlier, Karan, as well with the Harm 4 saving charges. So that early level Harm 4 is definitely going to come in handy come Lich time, so that way we don't have to, necessarily use some of our resources. We can use resources that are only applicable to Lich rather than the other fiends. So Thunder is flying around. I think he's got enough levels. He's going to Northwest Castle, maybe to check. Ooh, this is the Northwest Castle, I believe, was the carry entrance. So Thunder is going to bring the Thunder to some fiend fights here. Linkalot continuing to battle Iron Goals. Looks like he's got about 600 HP on that fighter. So that is good. Thunder finds Kraken. I misspoke. This is the Kraken floor. Dark Moon's nuking down some Gurmaduces. That's going to be another source of good experience. Sonny is going up for some Metal Slimes.
So it looks like Sonny is using both of our grind methods that we had, or that at least we've seen on screen anyway.
Yeah, Sonny's levels are looking nice too, 33, and I did not notice that Sonny did not take a fighter. He is Thief Rainbow, which is, I think, his style, or as he would put it, his forte. Is Thief Rainbow. It's one of his favorite parties, so, and he does pretty well with it. Thunder pulls Kraken 1. He was taken down by a fiend earlier. We'll see what happens this time. Looks like we got some Brax coming out. Ineffective. Fire 2. Kraken opens up with the Fire 2. Not going to do much. Invis 2 coming out. Going to raise the evasion. Massa swing. 2 hits, 168. Brack. Ineffective. More Brax coming. Fighting with the Knight. More Invis 2s. Brack comes out. Ineffective. Swings with the Massa. 2 hits, 145. Dark comes out. Free round. Brack coming out. Ineffective. So we've seen 4 Bracks miss. Four hits, 183. Brack broken into pieces. Kraken 1 is down. Thunder Clawed is 4 shards up.
It's always a fun thing to see those Brack strats work, because I know that's something that I think I've pulled off maybe a couple of times. I know in one, I think practice seed, I actually bracked Chaos the first try, and I couldn't believe it. I started rolling on about it in general chat afterward, because I didn't even know that sort of thing was possible. But Brack strats are always really satisfying to see work, because I know with Kraken and Tiamat, they are more prevalent to work than any of the other fiends, but it's still a nice little feather in the cap.
Brack is actually a particularly effective strategy against the first iterations of Kraken and Tiamat. You're looking at about a 20% chance of it hitting, so it's actually quite good. Now, Kraken 2 and Tiamat 2 are a little bit of a different story. Those are 6%. So if you get one of those, that definitely... Getting Chaos is 3 and 256, so... That's a feather in your cap for sure.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we were talking about Brack strategies. Carry, you blinked, you missed her. Done.
Yep, whoops. All right.
Sonirath is going to go turn in the item, the slab. Translation gets the oxale. Oh, I believe that's the vanilla chime. So that's interesting.
Yes, it is.
So I believe at 27 minutes into the race, Thunderclawed fought Warmack. He's coming back at about 40 minutes later. He's going to revisit Mr. Warmack. Much stronger, much faster. We shall see who comes out on top this time. I imagine it will be Thunderclawed again.
One would think so, considering he was able to defeat Warmack with the White Mage using the nuke gauntlet to begin with. This time we're going to see somewhat more conventional strats because we have better magic and better abilities, although, well, the robot chicken is hitting just as hard as he did last time.
That is, despite that looking like Golbez there, it definitely is a black wizard, so not much absorbed there.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why they're in the first and two slots of the party, because the character in the first slot has a 50% chance to get hit. The character in the second slot has 25%, and the character in slots 3 and 4 have a 12.5% chance for each of them in a fully upright party. So if you want to emphasize your fighter and your white mage being able to actually live through things, then yeah, you put them in the back row, because it does not affect their damage, it does affect how often they get damaged.
Down goes Warmack, 33 on the Knight and the White Wizard. Life, five charges of life too. That's fairly good.
Yeah. And we also saw Kraken go down on Link-A-Lot's screen, so right as Thunder was killing Warmack, Link-A-Lot was getting some shards. Alright, so Thunder going after Tia, and I think either the death touch or simply the size of the hit took the top black mage down again, but it looks like it's not wreaking quite as much havoc on a lone white mage as of course it did last time. But it did take down the other black mage, sadly, so those Invis 2 casts, unfortunately half of them will not make it to their scheduled destination.
Tiamat is already missing though, so Nuke Gauntlet for 184, big Masa swing for 429.
Yeah, the Invises that came across the plate did their job, and Tiamat goes down after trying unsuccessfully to take our party down.
And now we have Thunderlot. Now we have Sir Link-A-Lot taking on his robot chicken. We shall see if he fares as well as his partner.
Yeah, it looks like he's got ruse and fast strats trying to build up that avoidance on, well, particularly the fighter, and it looks like it came to good effect already because, well, the robot chicken missed his first hit, and now the fighter has, as it stands at the moment, 3 avoidance stacks on him, and that is going to increase as the spells come across. So we get a temper and an invis 2, so the fighter's a little bit stronger. Well, even stronger now that we have 2 tempers on him. And it looks like primarily invis and lock strats, I think, as well as a temper. So got temper on the fighter, lock 2 on robot chicken, invis 2 to enhance that opposition. And wow, big hit, 1122, I think is what I saw from that fighter. So holy mackerel. Now it's just all power nukes and hits and missing the black mage. So good on those invis strats. And down goes the chicken for Link-A-Lot.
Link-A-Lot's levels are very good. He's got 34 and a couple light warriors. Thunder and Link-A-Lot are just making a beeline for shards. They got the levels, they got the gear. They just need the shards. Link-A-Lot pulls Tiamat 1. We're going to see a similar strategy to what Thunder used. We got Ruse, we got Fast, we got a Death Touch on the Black Mage in the back row.
That's never fun.
Multiple stacks of Invis and Ruse coming out. Tiamat punches the Knight and misses. 10 hits for 78 damage. Probably going to need a couple of temper stacks before we're able to deal damage to this Tiamat.
Looks like Link-a-Lot instead going with more of a magic-based strategy with the nukes and fades, and it looks like it worked pretty well. Well, after that big hit, at least.
And at 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 30 seconds, Thunderclawed enters the Temple of Fiends Revisited. His partner, I think, very closely behind him.
Oh yeah, I think just going to pick up some last-minute spells, and I'm not certain if Link-a-Lot has all the shards, but probably does at this point.
He's, I think Link-a-Lot does too, so he is going to enter the Temple of Fiends about 30 seconds or so after Thunder. They are lockstep, pedal to the metal. It is going to take some serious unfortunate things to happen to Thunder a lot for Clever Team Name to get back in this, but they're still gonna put the pedal to the metal, and they still got a chance. Topher can do Topher things.
Oh yes, especially 280% clamped Topher.
Sonny Wrath needs about 10 shards to complete the shard count and gain access, so I'm not sure what fiends Sonny has defeated, but that could be a good source, and looks like he's going to head to Northwest Castle, which we know to be the Kraken entrance.
Alright, at 1 hour 16 minutes, Link-a-Lot enters into Topher, so about a minute and a half behind Thunder, but both of them, like you said, are set. They have their eyes straight on the prize of a dead Chaos at their feet, and they're certainly not going to let anything stop them, even though a harder Topher might stop them anyway. Depends on how it really rolls.
Yep, and they're doing their absolute best to, like you said, lay Chaos at their feet and earn a date with the upstarts.
As you said, though, even though both sides of the Thunder-a-Lot team are in Temple of Fiends Revisited, that, of course, doesn't mean necessarily that this is over by any stretch of the imagination. Because if you've seen some of the other races in this co-op tournament so far, you know that it ain't over till the lady sings, and the lady may not start singing for a while. So definitely keep on tuning in and keep on cheering on all these runners, because there have been some really crazy things happening so far in this co-op tournament. Meanwhile, Lich 2 served as a speed bump. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I started talking and Lich 2 is gone. Wow. Ooh. Did we get to see any skills? I don't think we did. Just one round. Bye-bye, Lich.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing anything, certainly. So what Lich 2 had hidden in its skill book, we may never know. Meanwhile, on Sonny Wrath's side, Sonny is taking on the tentacled wonder itself, Kraken, and is going with Brack Strats and Fog 2. First Brack doesn't work. Second Brack does not either. Fire 2 comes out from Kraken. And so we're going to see, looks like a continuation of...
Ooh, Carry 2 punches down the White Mage and Thunder with the reset.
Oh dear. That's unfortunate, definitely. Of course, then again, like I said, clamped bosses, it can definitely happen. Looks like we've had more Invis strats on Kraken's side, and primarily relying, it looks like, on Nuke, Invis from the White Mage, but Brackstraps from the Black Mage, and broken into pieces. So Kraken goes down to a shower of Bracks on more than one runner's side of things.
So looks like Link-a-Lot makes it to Lich 2. Was a speed bump for Thunder. We'll see. Nuke come out. Lich punches like a wet noodle. 42 damage on the night. 3 hits, 194 from the Masa. 5 hits, 518. Lich 2 is gone. Gave the knight a love tap and then went to sleep. Thunder dives right back down. Gonna get slowed up by a little bit of a zombie D-pack here.
Well, definitely making sure everybody's healed up before Kraken or before Carry 2 decides to start punching again.
Some runners don't give Carry 2 the respect she deserves. She is definitely a gatekeeper some of the time.
Yeah, it of course just depends on how these seeds roll out. And I see a Blizzard on Carry's side this time, so no punching the White Mage to death this time.
I didn't see what happened to Thunder and why he has to pop all these heal pots.
Oh.
10 hits, 1,087 damage, Black Mage into 2,000 years back to the future.
Oh dear. Are there going to be flying skateboards in that future? That'd be nice. And it looks like we have ourselves a raid from RPG Limit Break with 114 folks showing up. So good evening to everybody from RPG Limit Break. Welcome to the Final Fantasy Randomizer Co-op Tournament 2020. We are in Game 2 of Round 2 between Thunderlot and Clever Team Name. If Thunderlot wins this one, they get to go on to the Final 4 of the tournament and take on the Upstarts. Whereas if Sonny and Darkmoon win this one, they force a Game 3, which more co-op action is fun for everyone. So, yeah, definitely it's been quite the match tonight. It has been something of a jet seed and also a very sharp seed, literally, because we have not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 of the most powerful swords in the game in a seed that was supposedly a low wealth seed.
Or as I will refer to this race, oops, all masses.
Yes, well, considering you rolled it, I suppose you would know, wouldn't you? Alright, so it looks like we have a lot of Fiend fights at the same time here. Sonny is taking down Tia 1, and we have Thunder and Link-a-Lot going after the Mark II Fiends. Carry on Thunder screen, and Link-a-Lot has Kraken 2. So all of these runners are flinging spells and nukes and fasts and Maza swings and all sorts of things in rapid succession. Sonny Wrath takes down Kraken, takes down Tia, excuse me. Then Thunder takes down Carry 2 and is able to move on to the seafloor.
And Kraken 2 is kind of playing nice for Sir Link-a-Lot. Not really doing a whole lot. 10 hits, 757 with the Masamune. Nuke came out for 354. Invis comes out nuclear, just as I said. He was playing nice. Definitely got a little bit of some lower rolls there, so even the Black Wizard surviving, which is nice. Fade's coming out. Nuke Gauntlet, 322. Kraken 2 is down. Sir Link-a-Lot is going to advance to the Tiamat 2 floor.
All right, chat pointing out that the teams being left, that two team members being on the left and the other team being on the right is a bit confusing. It is, and in some of the race formats, we've had the racers going against each other at the top and then likewise on the bottom. The main reason we have two team members on the left and the other team on the right is because the runners share key items. So the key items that you see on the screen there, for instance, the key and the loot and the other important items, is the key items are shared between those runners. So it's that's why they have them situated that way. So
Sawney Wrath has entered the Temple of Fiends.
all right.
So, if we have some wipes, we could catch back up because Dark Moon has 18 shards, and so he's going to defeat Kraken. He's going to go to 22. That will be very close. Their clever team name is going to be nipping at the heels here of Thunderlot. So, could have ourselves a little bit of a race. I like it.
Absolutely. Hey, that's what we like to see around here. We want to see close races and close finishes here in the co-op tournament because all of the runners that are taking part are definitely very good at what they do, and we love it when they all show it to us in a breathless gasp of anticipation.
9 hits for 369 with the massive swing at Tiamat 2, and Sir Linkalot is going to be our first runner to go back to attempt to break the time loop by defeating Chaos. Tracker pointing out that there was a ribbon in the chest next to the loot block in the Temple of Fiends. That's just I just feel so great about that.
Validation validates. All right, so Linkalot taking on Chaos. Chaos starts out with Zap, which misses all the runners. And we had a whole bunch of ruses from everybody except the Black Mage to make sure that if Chaos decided to get punch happy, that it punched just air.
Yep, and that's just the power of that level 1 ruse. Gonna be able to get a lot of defenses, because Chaos is gonna punch hard when he does punch. Ooh, Mazamoon, swing and a miss. Gonna need to get some Lock 2s out, and Viz 2 coming out. Thunder stepping up to Chaos as well. We got Tempers coming out on the night. We got Invis 2 coming out from the White Mage to stack up that evasion. Chaos with a nuke. Nobody goes down, though. It kind of low rolls. That's okay. We're still standing. Better than we ever did.
You beat me to it. It looks like those Lock 2s are very, very necessary. Oh dear. Hello, Swirl.
Oh, hello, non-elemental Swirl. But Linkalot wisely pops a heal 3. 3 hits 135. We're going to need to do better than that. Lock 2 coming out. Temper's coming out. We need this Black Mage to stand for a little bit longer. Cure 4 coming out on the night. Smart play. 8 hits 1004. Okay, Chaos lit 2. That's what we wanted to see. Cure 4 coming out on the White Mage. I'm calling Linkalot's fight. It's hard. We got 2 Chaos fights going on at the same time. Both of Thunder's Black Mages are down. Oh boy, what's going to happen? Temper, 5 hit, 7, 8, 752, terminated. Sir Linkalot takes down Chaos. Nuke gauntlets from Thunderlot. Fire 2 coming from Chaos. Massive swing, Knight, 2 hits, 273. Thunder going for the victory. Ice 2s. Swings the massive 5 hits, 516, terminated. Thunderlot advances to date with the upstarts in the Elite Four.
And Team Thunderlot finishes with an official time of 1 hour, 27 minutes, and 54 seconds. So GG to Thunderclawed and Sir Linkalot, who have won Game 2. And as you mentioned, they are going on to take on the upstarts in the Final Four of the Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring Co-op Tournament 2020. Almost said spring tournament. Apologies. So definitely great racing on Thunderclawed and Sir Link-a-Lot's part, and of course great racing on the part of Clever Team Name as well, as Sonny Rath is going through Temple of Fiends Revisited, and Dark Moon is about to make his way there himself. So it looks like Sonny Rath is on the seafloor, which can always be treacherous if you run into some of those seafood party packs that decide to slice you up into little plates of sashimi. But it looks like Sonny is doing a pretty good job avoiding them, is getting ready to take on his Kraken 2 fight. And Dark Moon enters into Temple of Fiends Revisited at about 1 hour, 29 minutes, 30 seconds. So all 4 runners have now seen the inside of Temple of Fiends Revisited, and we shall see how they do. Sonny Rath has already defeated 2 Fiends, but of course, the true gatekeepers have yet to really exercise their power.
We didn't see a lot. This Temple of Fiends was fairly... Cass had a nuke and a swirl, which could be some trouble. Whoa! Sonny Rath broken into pieces on Kraken 2. That's a 6% chance. Nice.
Wow. Awesomely done by Sonny Rath. Like you were mentioning, that's something we see commonly in the Fiends Part 1, but not in the Fiends Part 2.
Dark Moon checking the validation chests. A man after my own heart. Finding a ribbon.
Well, I mean, this seed is given some pretty good stuff already, so why not give more?
We got a big raid by Speed Gaming 4 with a party of 32. Welcome. We are seeing we have a victory by Thunderlot, and I think we're going to be joined in the commentary booth by the Elite Four team, Thunderlot. GG's.
Thank you.
All right, so when it comes to talking about the seed, first of all, what are your thoughts on the seed in general?
Masamune?
Yeah. Lots
What?
of
What? What's a Masamune? I've never heard of it.
That weapon that was, I guess there were 4 of them. I only got to go get 3 of them. Thunder was rocking Masas on his whole party, but, you know. I guess I could have put the Vorpal on my knight instead and then had the Masas on everybody else, but...
Yeah, that was... I don't know if you guys saw in the room chat, but we were having some little issues at the beginning of the stream, so we didn't see y'all pick up that first Masa. Once the difficulties resolved themselves, we were looking, and suddenly Masamune was just kind of staring us in the face, so we're going, alright.
Alright, Sonny Rath is about to pull chaos. Looks like the ninja's going to open up with a swing, it looked like, or was that a nuke? We got Invis 2 coming out. We're going to do fast on the ninja. Oh, we got an X-Fur coming out, ineffective. I really wanted to see that land. Big hit, 4 hits for 470 on Chaos. Invis 2 buffing the evasion. More X-Furs coming. I believe Sonny Rath is going for a Brack on Chaos. That's the strategy he's looking for. X-Fur lands. Chaos is defenseless. Chaos with Zap. Oh no, we got the ninja. The ninja can cast Brack. So we're still okay. The dream is alive. Brack. Ineffective. Brack. Chaos with a nuke. Ineffective. Oh, I was hoping. Now we got swings. We got Cure 4 coming out in the ninja. 1 hit for 128. Gonna need a little bit more than that. Chaos is missing the ninja. That is good. 3 hits, 486. That's what we're talking about. Dark Moon takes down Carry 2. 4 hits, 615. Big hits by the ninja. Fade comes out 184. Fire 2, easy chip, little bits of chip damage. Okay. Sawny Wrath make a slight adjustment. Gonna pop Cure 4 on the White Mage. 1 hit for 128, no crits. Chaos swings and misses. 3 hits, 46, terminated. GG, Sawny Wrath.
Yes, indeed, GG, Sawny Wrath, and that makes one half of the Clever Team name finished up, and we are seeing Dark Moon on the seafloor, so looks like we're going to see them finishing out pretty soon themselves.
Absolutely. Definitely a well-ran race by both these teams. You know, only one team can advance, but all the runners, you know, their hard work shows and pays off, you know. Nothing to be ashamed of around here. But Thunder and Linkalot, we were having a little bit of difficulties at the beginning of the stream watching the race. So kind of take us through the first few minutes, kind of what happened. We kind of missed those. We didn't get to get in until about 12 minutes into the race.
Let me think back. I remember the very, very beginning, right when the game started, it was like kind of hard to get money to get save items, to get any exploration done, and heal items. So we kind of were popping into dungeons, popping out of them because we couldn't go deeper, checking all the intercontinent really quick because of that. Finally found a way to get some... I ended up diving like 4 floors deep at level 3 and made it through like a sea floor, the armory, and the ice cave floor, and then got a Mazza at the bottom of all that, and then some money. And I was able to run it out somehow without wiping, which was amazing. And then after that, exploration was pretty simple. We cleared out what we left behind, and then moved out to Melmond and did all that, and then Crescent Lake, and finally got our canoe floater combo and just started doing stuff.
As far as mine, because Temple of Fiends was vanilla, I went to Dwarf Cave, and probably the first part of mine was me wiping in the dungeon that was in Dwarf Cave, trying to get stuff out for a little bit, knowing the crown was there. I wanted to try to get the money out, since, we were having money issues, and there was like 8,000 gold there, which, by the time I actually had the gold, he went and just like, hey, I found a Masa, I'm just going to, scum the Masa, sell it, go get the crown, and then just reset once we have it. But that was kind of my beginning. I felt like I was spending way too much time in that Dwarf Cave, because I think I spent a good, probably 6 to 7 minutes just trying to get stuff out of there. And finally I got a good encounter. I was like, I'm just going to run out and save with the money I've gotten as well, and I'll come back to this later.
Yeah, and then speaking of Dwarf Cave, finding Dwarf Cave at Earth Cave, and with the key, finding the nuke, glove, another Mazza, and a shard in there. It was kind of a pain trying to get in and out because I was still low level. I wiped like 4 or 5 times, but finally got out with all that stuff, and that really propelled the rest of the game. I got cheeky and tried to do Warmech at level 9, I think, with White Mage. Took Warmech down with the nuke glove. Then I was like, oh, I got 3 ruses. Let me try Tiamat. And then as soon as I pulled Tia, Tia smacks me and death touches my White Mage, and then I'm wiped. I was like, well, that was a waste of time.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. You killed Tiamat at 27 minutes. It was pretty cool. But we do have Dark Moon on Chaos here, so Chaos coming out with Fire 3, already dropped Dark Moon's Black Mage. He's got Tempers coming out on the night. Invis coming out, gonna buff that night up. More Invis 2s coming his way. We got more buffs coming on the night. We got a wall coming on the Red Mage. 1 hit for 218, so we didn't get a lot of hits. This Chaos is high evasion. Chaos comes out with a nuke. Everybody's still standing. Cure 4 comes out on the White Mage. Fully healed. Lot coming out. That's going to be important. This Chaos has a good amount of evasion. As we see by that swing and a miss with that Mosmoon. Cure 4 on the Red Mage. Smart strategy by Darkmoon. Darkmoon knows he needs more lock charges, so want to keep that red mage nice and healthy. Nice adjustment there. Gonna go with more evasion. Darkmoon wisely putting up his defenses, knows he needs all his light warriors to stand so he can get through this fight. The good news for Darkmoon is he's going to be rewarded, because once he can start hitting this chaos, he's going to cut him up. 3 hits, 228. Big swing. Lock 2 coming out. Chaos with Swirl. Does a fair amount of damage to the white mage. However, the knight is topped off. 3 hits, 246. Chaos, that's fast. I didn't see that before, but I believe we are definitely evasion capped. So now we have all offense. Nuke comes out for 130. Swing with the Massa. 3 hits, 411. More locks. Nuke, 109. Lock 2, gonna make it easier to evade. Swing with the Mazamoon. 5 hits for 405. We're getting a little bit of damage now. Darkmoon has found his traction. He's ready to go. Cure 4 coming out. Darkmoon managing his heals well. Swing, big hit. 935 damage. Chaos is down. GG's Darkmoon.
And that means that Clever Team Name finishes with an official time of 1 hour, 40 minutes, 4 seconds. And we are joined in chat by Sonny Wrath and Darkmoon. So GG's team, Clever Team Name. And well done on a great run and a great time through the co-op tournament.
Thanks.
Short-lived, but it was enjoyable.
We got past first week. I was happy about that. So, questions?
Yeah, just kind of give us your first thought about this seed. What stands out to you? What did you like about it? What did you dislike about it? Kind of.
I enjoyed 4 Mazamoons.
I really had no dislikes on this seed.
No. No. I think I could have routed things a little better. I know, Sonny, you were saying that there were a couple things you could have tweaked. I don't know if we would have caught up to 127.
Wouldn't have.
Yeah, I would have liked to have us make it just a little closer. We tweaked our strategy just a little, and I think it helped us shave a bit of time here that we otherwise would have wasted. But there was still some fat there that we probably should have cut, and it would have just required more practice to figure it out. What are you gonna do?
Kind of walk us through your early game a little bit too. We were having some difficulties at the beginning of the stream. We didn't actually join the race until about 12 minutes in. So, how did that go for you?
Okay, this wasn't the best early game. There was a lot of stuff that was hard to get through, and a lot of levels that couldn't be grabbed until we found the metal slimes over at Topher, at least for me, so I could get to level 10 there. But yeah, the early game was a little more chaotic than I think the last time around. Didn't exactly suit our fast exploration style, I don't think. Although that early Mazamoon was still helpful. And the nuke gauntlet that we found soon after. Sonny?
I mean, I got nothing. In my case, I went from Canaria into Temple of Fiends, went ahead and killed Garland, and then went over to Bravoka and started farming out the mana cores that were there, because I was able to kill them with Lit 3. I got Turn Order because Thief Rainbow.
Yeah,
so
that helped you a lot. And you got to level 10, didn't you?
I ended up peaking at level 7, and then ended up getting to level 10 later on.
Nice. But yeah, I mean, we got the floater in a decent amount of time. We got into quote-unquote go at a decent amount of time. I think for the way that we were playing, we just needed to figure out some different things to do if we were going to make it past this round, especially against Thunder a lot. They're such a strong team, and we needed a better strategy to even be able to take them on.
Well, at the very least, you guys gave us a great show. We definitely appreciate y'all participating in the co-op tournament, because as I was mentioning earlier in the commentary, all of the teams that have taken part in this, whether it was the Sweet 16 or now the Elite 8 here, you guys are able to strategize and do things that are frankly pretty mind-blowing in a way, because the fact that you can cooperatively piece together exploration and being able to get shards and levels so quickly, it's, regardless of how you guys finished, y'all did wonderfully. We thank you guys for participating and for putting on a great show for us, so definitely props for that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'm not entirely completely disappointed with this. I mean, I may have passed the first round. I'm happy. I know Sonny wanted to do better, but yeah, I mean, it's a bit disappointing to get me out, but at the same time, at least we made it to the second round.
Yeah, that's definitely, I mean, to be able to progress beyond round one is obviously good for a tournament like that. So,
with only 16 teams participating, yeah, I mean, if we had a larger field, then I would have hoped to have gone a little deeper into it. But again, it's one of those things too. It's the matchups you get. It's like there's a few teams that I think were a little more evenly matched, and Thunder and Sir Linklot are definitely not an even match. They are good. They are very good.
Oh, absolutely. But everybody put on a good show. It's I guess just the most important or most unfortunate thing was the technical difficulties that we had, and that's of course with obviously internet streams and trying to restream everything and get everything all patched up and ready to go. That can produce some issues even on the best of days. So it was a little bit of confusion at the beginning from our end because we were trying to piece together what you guys were doing from little snippets of a few minutes or a few seconds of action, and then so we were trying to draw extrapolations from that and explain all the flags, and essentially to be able to keep the commentary and keep the audience going until everybody was all good and everything was resolved. So but yeah, it was definitely a great race, and thank all of you guys, everybody on CTN and everybody on Thunder a Lot team. We definitely appreciate it very much. So we're glad that you guys could participate and give us a great show this evening.
Well, we're glad that you guys stuck through it and managed to get the show continuing even after the show must go on and all that. We appreciate everything that you two, Karant and Dwight, did, and just hung out in there to make sure it all happened. So thank you to you guys as well.
Hey, I mean, that's why we're here, is to help you guys, to help show you guys out, and hopefully, provide everybody with a good show and good commentary along with it. So it's good to see we were doing something right.
You guys got any other questions for us, or are we set to roll?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, if Karan doesn't have any more questions, we can do maybe last wrap up, final thoughts. Obviously, big shout out to Speed Gaming for hosting us and getting our issues resolved quickly, which was really awesome. So that way we could give these runners the showcase they deserve for their excellent abilities. All four of these runners are excellent masters of this game, and it definitely shows from the show you got tonight. Obviously,
I might go that far for myself, but okay.
Luffy was our tracker tonight and did a fantastic job keeping us straight through all this, even with the not being able to see the first round, the first few minutes, picked it right back up seamlessly. So we'll get some final thoughts from our runners, and then we'll send everybody can have a good night.
Who you want to go with first?
I guess we'll start with clever team name first.
Well, I'll go, and Sonny can follow up. I appreciate what Speed Gaming has been hosting us. All of our broadcast partners, I thank you guys for broadcasting, and the commentators and the trackers as well, so just put on these shows for us. It was a good fight. I'm sad we're not going into the next round. I'm happy that we were beaten by such a good team, so at least it was a kind of loss I can bear. I'm looking forward, hopefully, to the next year as well when we do another one of these, and maybe Saudi Raf will want to be my partner again at that point. But yeah, no, it's been a great time. I appreciate everyone in the community for putting this on, and I enjoyed my time here. And while I'm sad to not be in the tournament anymore, at least I'll be able to continue to volunteer. Sonny?
I mean, there's not really much more to add. I've been disappointed in my play the past few days. It doesn't matter how good it looks. I know I am my worst critic. So, or I am my strongest critic. Sorry. Even still, point stands. I am extremely disappointed in how I played because I could have played so much better. Even though I did take Thief Rainbow, tonight was one of those nights that I was like, no, this is just. I'm just here to get this over with. I haven't had a good last few days. It's been affecting my play, so I'm kind of glad to be out of the tournament. It's been fun, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, with everything that's been going on, as well as preparing for our fall league, being part of the planning team for that, it's better to be out at this point. Thunder, Sir Link-a-Lot, you guys don't win this, I'm going to be a little disappointed because you guys can easily take down Danny and Spells Up.
Yeah, we'll be salty and we'll be coming for you.
I just want to slip in real quick, Sonny, as somebody who's also had a not so fun last, really 2 or 3 weeks, I can definitely sympathize with you. So hopefully things will get better on your end. And, like you said, it may be kind of better for you on a personal note that you're out now. We definitely appreciate you being a part of it. And hopefully things get better for you on all ends of life.
They probably will.
Yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and say my piece. And yeah, I hope things get better for you, Sonny, and you guys kind of move past the hard times and get to the good times. But I do want to say that it's been fun so far playing the game with Link too. Link's good communicator and really good teammate to have. So it kind of was nice that everything has fallen in place where we became partners. Hopefully we just keep going and maybe take this thing all the way. Who knows? We'll see though.
Yeah, I guess as far as me, kind of the same thing as Thunder. I hope everything gets better. Sonny, definitely GG's. We still had to play our hearts out. It's like we weren't just like kind of resting or anything like that. So it's like I know we're definitely going to try our best to take the whole thing. We got to kind of look to next week now, and we got to take down Greggly Puff and Dang Woo. So the Duckling Supreme's going to have to take on the Duckling Dawn and see how that goes. So.
I think y'all will be able to do it.
Oh yeah.
And I'm looking forward to watching that.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Thank everybody, all the runners. The links unfortunately didn't seem to work out too well, but please make sure to follow all our runners: Thunderclawed, Sir Link-a-Lot, Sonny Wrath 11, and Dark Moon Firelight on Twitch. And obviously also shout outs to the folks behind the scenes who helped us. Big shout out to Kirito, who was our restreamer through Speed Gaming this evening, having to work through all the technical hiccups to get this going. Also, thanks to Dwight Desatel, my co-com, and to Luffy Divital, our wonderful tracker this evening. For me, I am Kurant. Thank you guys all for coming out this evening for the Final Fantasy Randomizer Co-op Tournament 2020. And we hope you all have a great night.